We bought this property outside of Lisbon, Portugal in late 2025. The previous owners, an elderly Portuguese couple who could no longer support the property, had left the backyard in kind of a state. However, it had plenty of mature fruit trees and a large area that could support a garden in the future. In the first year, we decided to leave the backyard mostly alone. We had chickens already to provide us with eggs, and we knew we'd have enough work on the inside without taking on an additional project. I recorded this video at the time so that later we could remember how far we'd come. You can see here the amount of dry brush scattered throughout. What you can't see is that the ground is also littered with trash. There's debris scattered throughout the yard, and some of these old freestanding structures, like these dog kennels that you see here, are in pretty bad shape. This old dog cage here is full of weeds and dry brush. Not only is it a fire hazard, but it attracts rats and other vermin. This area here is a fruit orchard, but it's mostly gone to the weeds at this point. The trees are weak and not producing very much fruit. The chickens, however, produce plenty of eggs. We've got our work cut out for us, so let's get started. The plan for the yard is to split it roughly in 3 sections, with the side closest to the house eventually containing a gazebo, the middle section containing our garden beds, and the back section for the chicken coop and some fruit trees. In the winter, when the heavy rains come through, the yard floods, so we knew our first projects would have to handle both drainage and provide us with a more stable and mud-free path to access the back of the yard. Our plan is to lay a 1.2 meter wide gravel path through the yard to solve both problems. We found the low spots in the yard, and we're running the path through those to hopefully provide a route for the water to run out of the yard instead of pooling. That means excavating a sufficient amount of the earth so that we can grade along a substantial length. I wisely began excavating the day after we got a big storm, so the dirt is nice and heavy. Luckily, I had some help from the ladies of the yard. With a good chunk of the excavation done on the back half of the path, we moved back to the front half. Here, I had started quite a bit earlier and realized I needed more of a plan than I had in my head. The dirt here is hard, compacted clay with lots of construction debris sprinkled throughout. Decades of bits of broken tile, stone, and concrete all through this area, in addition to quite a bit of ash and what looks like the leftovers of burn piles. This area is heavily trafficked, and so it's pretty tough to dig. I ended up spending a lot of time with Carl here, my trusty pickaxe. Carl and I have gotten to know each other quite well. There's a lot of dirt that gets produced in this kind of excavation, and mostly it's bad. It's filled with trash, like I said, and it's just not very good for growing, but it'll prove useful later. However, for now, there's just an endless amount of digging to be done. And these are the roof tiles, or a type of roof tile that you'll often see in Portugal, made out of clay. It's very traditional. They're everywhere. They're not particularly expensive, easy to find, easy to replace, reasonably sturdy. They look okay. So we want to use these as edging for this path all the way to the chicken coop. Like I mentioned, Carl and I ended up doing a lot of this work together. At this point in the day, I was dog tired, but I was close to the finish line. I could see the end, and I just wanted to get the Carl work done and leave the earth moving for another day. When I'm recording this voiceover, we've actually made a substantial amount of progress on the path itself, and I'm excited to get the next videos cut, edited, and put to YouTube. But for now, if you like this kind of thing and you want to see more, don't forget to like and subscribe, and thanks for watching. See you next time.